Hi, I'm James Eade of the Eade Foundation, but you could call me Jim. And so, who am I? I am a chess master who started off not too young, but I was a pretty good player at the Scholastic level. I won some adult tournaments while I was a Scholastic player, and I ended up becoming a FIDE master, and enough to fight with some grandmasters, but not enough to be one. And so, I turned my attention to chess publishing and chess writing. So I was the author of Chess for Dummies, for example. And, I did a bunch of different stuff, including running organizations, tournaments, Grandmaster and International Master Invitationals. And I got an award for an outstanding career achievement. So that's a little bit about me. But what about the Eade Foundation? The Eade Foundation is dedicated to building communities through chess. And if you can get onto the online world, you can find the chess community online. You can play anyone, anywhere, at any time. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter what country you're from. But if you can't get onto the internet, you can only start a community where you are locally. Again, it doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter what country you're from. All you need is a little help, some resources, chess equipment, that sort of thing. The Eade Foundation's here to help you. So contact us and let us help you. So I want to make sure that that you know how to contact me. And that's, I'm going to change the scroll across this is the website. The bottom of the screen is now showing you how to get to us, find us on the website. You could also go to our YouTube channel, Eade Foundation, and you'll see back as aged videos, those of the broadcasts that we have done in the past. So get in touch with us and let us know you need help, because help is out there. You don't have to do it alone. And if you're part of a community, you will never be alone. So that's what the Eade Foundation does. And, we've had some good results. We have, helped people in Uganda. We've helped people in Zambia. We've started programs in senior centers. We've done other things that we're pretty proud of. We have the Arthur Award for Excellence, which Alexi Root won this year. So there's a lot of things going on with the Eade Foundation. We're starting to branch out with new things. And we wanted to run Scholastic tournaments because we feel that if you give the gift of chess to a child, you give a gift that lasts a lifetime. But I have no idea how to run a Scholastic tournament. So I asked the question, how do you do it? And I thought I would ask someone to come on and explain it to me. So today I've asked Chris Torres to come on and tell me, how do you do it? Chris, hello.
Good to have you on. Thanks for having me on.
Sure. So there's a Scholastic tournament that I have seen posted. Now, I know very little about it. Can you tell me? There's what it is. And it's tomorrow. Holy cow, it's coming up tomorrow. And so you're part of Daily Chess Musings?
Daily Chess Musings.
Musings. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. And so let me change the scroll. And there you are on YouTube. So that's how we find you on YouTube. Okay. And the scroll is now, that's how we contact you for the email address. I got that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So if anyone wants to play in this tournament, which is apparently going to be held tomorrow, then they should contact you. Is that right?
Yeah, just at that email address, or they can go to dailychessmusings.com and register right on there. They'll see the link for the Eade Foundation Spring Scholastic Chess Classic. Yep, they can click on the link, and registration's really simple, really simple. And then they'll be good to play tomorrow. Of course, they need to be a U.S. Chess Federation member, because this is going to be online rated.
Online rated? How do you do that? What about cheating? Aren't there people out there cheating online?
Yeah. There certainly are. But with there's also people cheating in in-person tournaments. That's
That's for sure.
Bobby Fischer complained about the Russians helping each. I mean, it's as old as games itself, is people trying to take dishonest advantage of the situation. However, I feel very confident with the fair play approach that we're going to be using. First of all, Tornello, the site we're running the tournament on, has a lot of tools for the tournament director. And one of these tools is if tomorrow, if I suspect somebody might be suspicious as a tournament director, and I'm going to be watching all the games, I can click and have their games further analyzed. So there's going to be four levels of analysis that occur. Everybody's games are going to be analyzed after the event finishes, and they're going to be gauged for cent upon loss. And what that means is a cent upon is a 1/100th of a pawn value. And so they're going to look at all the moves that the chess players made and gauge their cent upon loss per move. So, for example, Magnus Carlsen has a score of like 20 something cent upons per move loss. And then Kasparov's a little more accurate than Carlsen was. And then the one that shocks a lot of people is Capablanca was actually more accurate using this methodology than Kasparov or Magnus Carlsen. Now, of course, some people are going to say that Capablanca played simpler chess, which, of course, he had a light touch. But yeah, he was insanely accurate, but nothing compared to Stockfish. Stockfish or any of these chess engines have a cent upon loss of maybe 4 or 5. And we're talking the best players in history are up there about 20.
When I started playing chess, I'd never heard of such things.
Yeah. Well,
but, we thought Capablanca was an accurate player.
Sure.
Even back then.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's taken it's taken the invention of table bases, endgame table bases, to prove how accurate Capablanca was in his endgames. Because
shout out to Capablanca fans.
Yeah. Even with back 10, 15 years before everybody could do a 7 perfect endgame play with 7 pieces, Capablanca's endgame technique would sometimes be regarded as inaccurate by the top chess engine of the day, maybe Schroeder or Fritz or whatever it was. And in fact, as time progressed and we got the table bases, we learned that no, actually Capablanca was right in a lot of these things. Just insanely accurate. So we'll be looking at the cent upon
smarter
score.
Than Fritz 0.10.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Or Chessmaster 9000 or Rebel or any of these things.
So reassuring.
we'll look at the cent upon loss per move, and if that's suspicious, then that'll be caught in level 1. All players will then have a level 2 analysis, which will take longer after the tournament. So we will announce the winners, but we won't make it official.
The preliminary.
Yeah, the that's a good word to use. And then the level 3 and level 4 systems are in particular for people that have been flagged in 1 and 2. So it's a very good system, and it presumes innocence, which is important.
Yes.
And the other thing that we're doing is we're making players use their real names. So people
if you're going to rate it, you have to know who they are, right?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of rated tournaments, people can use their handle or something, and
right.
There's some anonymity with that. But in an open and honest tournament, their real name is there, and that's what we're using on Tornello. So tomorrow during the live broadcast,
for you,
everybody will be using
peer pressure, and everybody knows. Hey, Jim Eade, he cheated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paired against Jim Eade. I'm going to be suspicious of Jim Eade.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, the other thing to remember too is, I'm reminding this of the players who are signing up for this rated correspondence tournament that I'm running as well. And that is that just because you get away with it for a certain amount of time doesn't mean that in the future you aren't going to get flagged, and then people are going to go back and look at all your past games. And it's like anything else. Yeah, it's like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You will face fair play sanctions by the United States Chess Federation. It is 100% not worth it. For some people, I know the temptation's there, and it's an impulse control kind of thing, but you have to look at the big picture. These games are recorded forever. They're going to be in chess databases, and you just won't get away with it. Even if you don't face consequences for 10 years, in 10 years you'll face you just aren't, and it's not worth it. No, it's not. It's going to sully your name, and it's just not worth it.
And when you apply for the bar, they're going to look at your record. And they're going to go, "Oh, he cheated at chess." So
yeah.
It's a life lesson. Don't cheat, because you're only cheating yourself. The idea is to see how good are you. You want objective feedback about, am I making progress? Last year I was rated X. Now I'm rated X plus 100. I'm making progress. And if there's cheating involved, you can't trust that anymore. So don't cheat. It ruins it for everybody. But the main consequence is on you. So just play the game the way it's meant to be played. And if you lose, it's okay. What about next game? Set the pieces up again. Play again. It's not the end of the world if you lose.
Yeah.
It's okay. So good job. That sounds like a really sophisticated system, which I know enough about it now that I don't want to know too much more, because it starts to hurt my head. But I'll just trust that the system is in place and it's tested and it works. And so don't cheat. You will be caught. There are people that will inspect your games. So we've set aside the idea of cheating online. So it's fairly safe to assume that these games will be contested by real people playing real moves, and you'll get a good sense of where you are as far as your game on that day. How you're feeling that day. Maybe you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you don't play so well. Okay, there's always the next tournament. What about you're feeling great and you play great, and then you've earned it. It's a legitimate feeling, and nothing can replace that feeling of firing on all cylinders, and it's you. Not an engine, not a grown-up, not somebody else. It's you who did it, and you take pride in it. You can hold your head high and look people in the eye and say, "I did it." So this is a wonderful opportunity, Chris. But I'm also puzzled about how do you actually organize it? You say you just register. And then what happens? I don't quite understand.
So you'll register for your section. We've got the grade levels broken into 4 sections. And then tomorrow morning, you log into Tornello. Once you register, the first thing that it requires you to do is make an account with Tornello. And like I said, you're going to use your real name and an email address, and then put a password. Then you're going to register for the tournament in the appropriate age group section. And then tomorrow, 15 minutes before the first round starts, so the first round's at 9 a.m., be there at 8:45 just to make sure everything's cool and working. And I will be live on YouTube tomorrow at that time as well with Coach Jay. And we will have...
Shout out to Coach Jay.
Yep, we'll have you on as well. Coach Jay is teaching right now. That's why he's not here. And we'll be doing a live show the whole time. So the kids, what they can do, what I've recommended to my students, is to mute us while they're playing their game, and then turn the volume back on when their game finishes. We will not be looking at live moves, because then we might be influencing the game, and we don't want to adversely affect the results that way. So for the first 10, 15 minutes until games start finishing, we'll just have a friendly chess discussion. There's a lot of interesting things happening in chess and interesting things that have happened in chess. So there's no lack of good discussion material. And then as soon as games finish, I'll be bouncing around looking at games with Coach Jay, and we'll jump to the leaderboards and show where people are after each round. And we'll be live the entire day. So it's going to be quite an event.
So dailychessmusings.com, and that's where you go to register.
Yes.
And registration seems like a pretty simple process. You put in your name, your email address, and password.
Yep.
And then you sign on to your or register for your appropriate age group, and then you show up at 8:45 tomorrow, and you will be automatically paired against somebody. Or you will.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And how will I know when it's not me, of course, but how will the person know who they're playing?
We will hit the pair now button, and boom, a chessboard will appear in front of the player, and it'll have their name. Their color will be on the bottom of the screen, and the opponent's color and name will be on the top. And then white will make their move. The clocks will be ticking. It is a 15-minute game with a 10-second increment. So fast enough to fit in one day, but slow enough to play really good chess.
That's one of my favorite time controls, up to 15 to 25 in there. I think it's just a sweet spot for me when I was playing actively. But it sounds a little magical to me. Did you go to Hogwarts by any chance?
Because but my daughter's read all the books at least twice. And anytime.
But you just push a button and the board appears?
Pretty much. It's wizard chess. Yeah. It's wizard chess.
Okay. So so you're Dumbledore, or you and Coach Jay. You're running the show. Right?
Pretty much.
You're behind the screen. Do they see you, or do you come and go?
I'm going to be Jay and I are going to be on camera tomorrow, the entire process. So
really? We come and go.
No.
You're going to be there.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. So last week we ran a practice tournament to make sure, because just like chess players, organizers would prefer to practice.
Yes.
To study, to actually get their hands dirty. You wouldn't try a brand new opening without first studying and practicing, with it in some non-rated games. And the same thing.
A smart person wouldn't.
A smart person would. And so Jay and I ran a practice tournament last week, and everything went well. And so if one of us needs to go to a board, because the players can call us to their board if there's a problem, they can hit the call tournament director. Then the other person, either Jay or myself, will continue the broadcast duties while one of the tournament directors helps out on the chessboard. That's
awesome, because even stage actors and actresses, they rehearse, before they go live. They rehearse. They have even a dress rehearsal so that everything's really well nailed down and they know what they're doing when they're going in. So it's a great idea that you do a trial run. And so now you're pretty confident that you're going to run a smooth tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's a slower time control than last week. So a blitz tournament's trickier to run and fit time for analysis, because by the time you're getting into one game of analysis, the next round's already started. Tomorrow should be really fun. Like I said, it's in that sweet spot of time controls that I think is a great time control for modern chess. It's not crazy fast video game hyper bullet, but
Right.
It's not something that's going to take 2-3 days.
Right. You know, I talking about that, it's really true in the accelerated pace of, a modern life. People just don't have the time, the leisure time to dedicate. So, maybe an entire weekend to chess. So giving them the offer of playing a full event in one day, I think is really going to have an audience. The people are going to want to do that. Of course, people want the old traditional, slow chess that's played over multiple days, but those are expensive to hold, and you have to incur travel expenses to do this. This is from the comfort of your own home that you can participate in this.
I think I think as you put it, chess is a big community, and there's plenty of room for people who enjoy playing 30-second bullet hyperbolic games, and there's plenty of room for people who enjoy playing correspondence chess. There's plenty of room for classical time controls and rapid time controls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grow the pie. Everybody gets a bigger slice.
Yeah. And maybe the correspondence chess isn't your pie, right? But that's okay. That's all right. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but it should be available for the people that do prefer that. Yes.
Yeah. And that's it. You want to not have one thing and hope that it appeals to everyone, but to have lots of things and hope that what appeals to those person adds up to everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, talk about a little bit about why are you doing this? This doesn't sound like you're going to, it's not to retire in, early, is it? To pad your wallet or to increase your bank account? Or I'm guessing it's not because of that.
Yeah, it's about the experience. It's it's what I do, and it's what I do well, and it feels good to promote something that you are passionate about, that is beneficial for other people, and so it feels good.
My friend Professor Tim Redmond says chess is a social good, and I always love that idea because I talk a lot about the educational benefits, the confidence a kid achieves when they learn that they know they can play chess is directly transferable back into the classroom. The ability to sit still and think is directly transferable back into the classroom. There's no doubt in my mind, I've seen evidence of this personally, but chess is a social good. Being introduced to that as a concept, because you do teach, don't cheat, those kinds of life lessons are good as social good.
Absolutely.
And I really buy into this.
The more and more it's studied, the more and more the studies show that chess is good for communities. It's good for children. It's good for elderly. And even if the studies weren't showing that, chess isn't a bad habit. It isn't harmful to anybody. It's not harmful to children.
Right.
And so it's a positive. It's a positive thing.
And what I love about it is that they're learning these lessons, but they think they're at recess. They think they're playing. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
So you play what we call a game, but it teaches you so many things, and it helps you develop as a person when you're young, and it helps. It's a pleasant pastime as an adult, and it's a solace in old age. When you're playing a game of chess, you're not worrying about your doctor's visit. You're not worrying about anything other than the game.
It is a recess from life. And it is beautifully cross-generational. There are so many young players right now who are just getting into it because maybe they're checking out what's popular on Twitch, and they happen across a chess player, you know, and maybe they were looking for, you know, a different video game, but they happen across it and then they get intrigued, and it is such a positive thing for kids to do, and then they get intrigued, and then maybe they ask their parent or their uncle or their grandparents about it, and then they find out, oh, grandpa used to, you know, play chess all the time back in Berlin or whatever, right?
Or an uncle or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
It's amazing. And, you know, I'm going to brag just a little bit here. I wrote Chess for Dummies, and people have always asked me, well, everybody who wanted to buy it must have bought it already, right? And the answer is no, it's a renewable resource, because there's always people that are being introduced to chess. So anytime you have a product out there that meets that need, it will continue to sell. And I've seen this. I wrote it in 1995. It was published in 1996, and it's still selling. The reason is that people are constantly being introduced to chess. And this, we all benefit from this. The more people that are introduced to chess, the more people who fall in love with it, the better. But you don't have to fall in love with it. Maybe you like water polo. Maybe you like something completely off the wall. Maybe that's your passion. Follow your passion. And if your passion happens to be chess, you know, there are people who can help you go as far as you want to go. But does it require work and discipline? Yes, to advance. But do you have to be a grandmaster to enjoy the game? I'd say no.
No. Yeah, I mean, getting back to the big community aspect, I would say that was it Hans Mock said pawns are the soul of the game?
Even back to Philidor.
Even back to Philidor, yeah. When you go to chess tournaments, maybe there's a grandmaster in the room, and everybody looks at the king or the queen, right? Yeah. Whoa, we're in a tournament with a grandmaster, so and so. But the tournament is filled up with class players,
right?
You know, that they're the real soul of the game.
And I always said, and I date myself now because I'm not talking about the current champion Magnus Carlsen, but I've said this so long ago that two guys playing in a coffee shop, a man or woman, two women, whatever, that they can enjoy the game of chess just as much, if not more, than Kasparov and Karpov when they're beating their brains out against each other. You know, so.
Oftentimes their games are more exciting too. We'll see that tomorrow. I mean, you have these huge momentum shifts in Scholastic chess that you don't see. You don't see that kind of momentum shift in the FIDE candidates.
That's
you see, yeah. I mean, all of a sudden,
more about that.
Yeah. So
what is a momentum shift?
So we were talking about centipawns, which is what, you know, that's the kind of momentum shift you'll see in FIDE candidates games. But in Scholastic chess, sometimes you'll see a full 5-point shift. Yes. Not a centipawn, a 500 centipawn shift, right?
Right.
Somebody hangs a rook,
Yeah.
And so it's really thrilling to watch.
It's like I'm winning, I'm losing, I'm winning.
Exactly. You know, some people prefer a well-pitched baseball game, and other people prefer home run derby, right? Grandmaster chess might be a well-pitched baseball game,
yes,
and Scholastic chess might be home run derby,
right? Yeah. You know, it's very interesting because it can be enjoyed on so many levels. And if your thing is absolute accuracy, then, you know, watch the games of the grandmasters. But if your interest is in these momentum shifts and to see the pure joy on a child's face when they win, and to encourage the child who might have lost, you know, these are things that are so nourishing, and they are just joyful experiences. So I'm not surprised that you get pleasure out of this, that you're doing it partly for yourself, but partly I would guess, I'm just guessing here, but partly to give back to a community that has helped you in your own life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's yeah, I'm not here to tell others what will work for them. Maybe some people prefer going to church on Sunday morning, and that's fine for them. I'm happy if that makes them at peace with themselves.
Yes, of course.
I prefer, I'm missing the days when I would go, maybe Friday morning. Yeah, I'm missing the Friday mornings when I'd go teach 90 kindergartners every Friday morning how to play chess at my kid's school. And I think we'll be doing that again this coming year if the COVID situation keeps improving.
When I was teaching young kids like that, their parents would come to pick them up, and I'd ask, "Do you play chess?" And they would go, "Oh no, too complicated." I'm teaching your kid, your little kid.
Yeah,
It's not too complicated.
Yeah.
It takes a little while to learn, but not that long. You could pick up how the pieces move pretty easily.
Sure.
Just have someone show you how it works, and you'll get the hang of it. And then once you get the hang of it, that's when you start to play chess. You know how the pieces move, and then you start to see. And the more you learn about the game, the more you appreciate the beauty of the game. And that's why some of us get hooked. Some of us fall in love with it, because you start to see the aesthetic beauty of the game, and you start to appreciate a wonderful combination that you may never have seen before, and you see it and you go, wow. It's a wow kind of thing. And even now, after many years, you see an endgame composition, and the solution is a wow kind of solution. Well, I never would have thought of that. And, so it just is endlessly fascinating from that point of view. You get so many aha moments. Chess. So thank you, Chris. So go over once again for me. The idea is to go to dailychessmusings.com and register. So and
register your kid. It's $20 to play in the tournament. Okay. And they need to be U.S. Chess Federation members, and I think that's somewhere between $16 and $40, depending on which plan you choose with the Chess Federation. They offer a lot of different plans, but being a part of the United States Chess Federation has its benefits too, because then you get a rating number, and that means you'll find out about other tournaments in the North American community. And when you are curious about playing in one of those tournaments, they can look at that rating number and put you in a better section for you.
An appropriate section. Yeah. Yeah. And if your rating goes up, then you'll be in a different class. And it's not about who's in the best class. It's about who's having fun.
And it's about themselves. Yeah. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself. Try and improve. Yeah. Try and make consistent improvement.
Right. So they'll be playing on tornello.com, and that they have all this sophisticated mechanism to make sure that you're playing a real human being playing real human being moves. And is there anything else that needs to know? So $20 to get in. The registration otherwise is
We'll be live on YouTube, like I said, for the whole tournament. We'll be live stream, and then the video will be up there. So if you play an exciting game and you want to show it to your grandparent later on, you can do that easily. Okay. So is it your YouTube channel that it's going to be on? It'll be live streamed on the Daily Chess Musings YouTube channel. Okay. So do I want to just edit that and take this part off and save that? And while you're doing that, let me just say, we're doing this to promote what you're doing, Jim. We're doing this to an important. Obviously, you're doing great things. Thank you. But if more people knew about your foundation, and your foundation had more capital, then you could do the same great things in a bigger scale. And we want to help you do that. And that's why we are running this tournament.
Chris, I can't thank you enough. Thank you for being a guest, but thank you for what you just said as well, because, I ask people to help me help others. And, so if we think of ourselves as all in this together, the people who don't have the resources to play, why not share if you have them? Why not give them the resources so they can form their own communities, whatever language they speak, whatever the country they live in? It doesn't matter to me. I just want them to play chess. And by playing chess, they can form a community. And I was told by one person I work with in Uganda, he said, when the kids start playing chess, they stop crying. It's because it's not easy to think of being an orphan in Uganda, a country that doesn't have the wealth that other countries might have. And these people can worry about the next meal. Where's the next meal coming from? But when they start to play a game of chess, they're not worried about that anymore. It's a wonderful gift to give those children. And that's why I say, as even in your elderly years, which I am rapidly approaching, it's a solace. Your aches and pains go away when you're playing chess. So it's just one thing that I can't emphasize enough. I'm a firm believer. If you give the child a gift of chess, you give a gift that lasts a lifetime. And you're walking the talk, Chris. I see what you're doing. That's how you got my attention, and I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. It's absolutely our pleasure.
So I'm going to close the show. That was Chris Torres. I'm going to take him backstage now, because then it'll all be about me. Bye, Chris.
Bye.
Thanks again. All right. So this has been the Chess Files. The answers are out there. And that was Chris Torres at the Daily Chess Musings, which is a pretty interesting name, huh? dailychessmusings.com. Daily Chess Musings is on YouTube. See his videos. He's very productive. He puts a lot of stuff out there, does a lot of hard work. But when you love what you do, it's not really work. It's kind of cheating to say it is. But that's why I do what I do. And I want to tell everyone else that we will be on next Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, as we usually are, barring any production errors. I did not say producer errors. I said production errors. And I also want to remind you of our sponsor, the Fort Bragg Dollar Store. If you can go to the Fort Bragg Dollar Store, and even if you just register with them and tell them the Eade Foundation sent you, that will help me, because I want to connect the chess community with the business community. And this can be done if they think chess players, people who like chess, also buy the products we produce. And the products that they produce on the dollar store are quality products. You'll recognize the name brands, but they're at inexpensive prices. And they can get free shipping to your door if you buy a certain value. And if you use the discount code CHESS, they'll know the Eade Foundation sent you. So I encourage everyone to go to the Fort Bragg Dollar Store, use the discount code CHESS, or just tell them the Eade Foundation sent you when you register. And this will help connect the chess community with the business community, because if you're part of a community, you will never be alone. And this has been Jim Eade. I say James Eade, but you can call me Jim. And I do want to invite you back, and I thank Chris Torres once again for being my guest this week. And I'll see you next Friday, or you'll see me.